The assignment was really challenging. Yeah, yeah. No, we'll be looking through the assignments together, and some of you will be seeing where you made small errors and all of that. Are we getting corrections? Definitely, definitely. And while I also wait for Mr. Divine to join the call, he would be going through, would go through the project together. That's why we have officer sessions. So we'll go through the project together. We'll see what you did that you should have done better and how to, improve yourself from there. Then we'll go to the today's lessons proper. Okay. Question three was tough a little bit. This is from Sei Ogunle. I use self-tutor for the highest day and lowest day. Some use pivot, but not to wait for corrections. Yeah. The mistake some of you, let me just bring this in, is that some of you are trying to create pivot tables on the subtotal sheet. So usually you tend to get errors. What you'd have done is always read through the questions you're asked. Like if you have a data set and they're asking you questions, you ask yourself, what is in this data that I don't have yet? What columns can I create? What calculated columns can I create? But if you notice from the questions, we ask you for the best day this, the best day that, the best month, the month this, and you know that in your data you just have the date. So since you know you need the extraction of the date, the day, and the month, then you do that before even starting anything. So always read through your question because some people will start question one, question two, and they realize that I need a day column. You now go back to the main data set to create. Nah. Data analysis is Mr. John Sunday. You can turn off your camera. So data analysis is very structured. So if you don't follow this consistent this is I'm talking about, you tend to have errors and you've been going like a wave up down up down. So always read through the questions, what's required, because in this I always like to work with business case scenarios because the essence of all this learning is not just to get the certificates, because it's to get the jobs that would the skills that will make you job ready. So we are your stakeholders in this case. So imagine I'm asking you, okay, I have sales from so date, but I want to see the best performing day. Maybe I'm getting more sales on Friday. I want to really know if I can really have more stock in my inventory on that particular day. So these are stakeholder like questions. So you read all the questions, then okay, I have this, I need this for my analysis, but it's missing in the data. That is when you create those things, not when you're in question two, you go back, start creating the day column. So don't worry, we have we have a lot to learn, and definitely that's why we are here. We are learning together. My Nalan is saying my Discord was hacked, so I need to make another account. We lost everything. Wow, so sorry about that. I didn't know they hacked Discord. I would like to know how this was hacked. It's really scary. Did you do two-factor authentication? If no, probably that's the reason. You need to um, do two-factor verification. It's on the settings in your Discord so that you would be more, your account will be more, hack-proof. Taiwo Abogan, the assignment was really challenging. Victor Dollar, tough and challenging, but amazing. Yeah, don't worry. Let me just a minute. We are 46. I'm just waiting for more persons to join because once we start, no turning back. Let me check if Mr. Divine in this call. Let me check. Okay, let's just wait for others to join. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, if you have any questions, general questions not related to the mini project, because we're going to answer all that. Just you need clarifications and anything, just raise your hand, then I'll call you to unmute your mic. I think by now everyone should be able to navigate data camp interface. We know where we are starting from. Is anybody joining us for the first time? If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, Miss Ah, yeah, you can unmute your mic. Let's hear from you.
Okay, good evening, everybody. So My question is not actually a question, but I don't know how this teaching assistant works because I've not been assigned. I don't know if I've been assigned, but I don't think I have been assigned to anyone. And I didn't even know when the mini project was given. I thought that the way assignments came in, that is the same way we'll be getting prompts for the mini project. So actually, my last mini project, I wasn't able to do it. I saw it late, and I don't have a teaching assistant at the moment. So that is what I just wanted to get clarification on.
All right. I don't know if anyone has any other questions, but to just clarify, you are talking to one of your teaching assistants. So teaching assistants are assigned based on learning track. So for the data analysis track, we have 3 teaching assistants. I and Mr. Divine. You'll be joining us very soon. So I am Mr. Divine and Mr. Emmanuel. So you are talking to one of your teaching assistants. You get. So it's not like it's on the personal. Every student has teaching assistants. No, we are doing it as a team. You get. Yeah. And for your question for the project, that's why you are always advised to always look out through your Discord channel, data analysis track in Discord. That's where we'll be posting your you get your project assignments and all of that. So the mini project was posted on Monday, I think Monday afternoon thereabouts, and the deadline for submission was Thursday 11:59 p.m. So always be on the lookout. In fact, 2 apps you should always go through when you wake up every morning before you go to bed: Data Camp and Discord, because those are the 2 media we'll be using more frequently. Do you understand? So for the teaching assistant part, we're talking to one of us. We are 3. So we'll be guiding you, we are assisting you, trying to put you through how some of the questions you might have, just to guide you and work on so many projects together. We'll get our hands dirty and all of that. So yeah. I guess that answers it. Taiwo Abogan.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Gaius. Can you hear?
Yeah, good evening, Taiwo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening, Taiwo.
good evening. Please, my question is in regards to my data camp login. I think I explained that to you on the group chat.
Okay,
Or
what challenge are you facing?
I started learning that, but at a point they told me to pay for subscription and all. Since then, I've not been able to use my data camp again because I need
Okay,
to.
the email you used to log in, wait, sorry, the email you used for logging in, was it the email you used during your application? Because,
Yes, but the thing
are you
is,
sure?
I already started using data camp before this AI Community African program. So I think that's where the issue is. I'm not really sure if that is it though.
Okay, there was a time an email was sent for you to accept your invitation, because you need to, for DataCamp to give you free access, you need to be under AI Community Africa. So there was a time the
Hello?
link was sent to accept your
You go buy for
the
the
access. I don't know if you got any link like that.
Okay. I
Check through your
don't.
email. If you don't accept it, then you will not come under the, will I use the word auspices now, of AI community, because that's the
Okay.
benchmark to which you get your free learning. So
Okay.
check through your mails.
Okay, I'll check through my mail and revert back to you.
All right, all right. Okay.
Okay, thank
Um,
you. Thanks
you're
so
welcome.
much.
Let's have.
Give me my scissors.
All right. Let's have Thomas Edit Young. Yeah, your hands are raised.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Gaius. So
Yeah, good
you asked
evening.
if there was any first timers here. I just got the link for this breakout session and I don't know if they started anything, but I'm lost. I'm seeing that assignments were given, projects and all that. I've not done anything. And then I've not been able to, how do I say it? I don't know if I'll say my Discord now. I don't know how to go over the interface. So I just whenever I refresh, it's always taking me back to, should I say, chats or messages that have updated.
Okay. You know what we do, Thomas. It's like you missed. This is your first time, I said, alright. So like
Yes,
you are
this is
not
my first
here
time.
for our first officer session. So the
Yes.
link, I don't know if you got the email. You can check through your
Yes,
email. The
I
link to
got,
the last.
I also got it. I got it.
Oh, you got it. All right.
Yeah,
So
I
you can just
downloaded
take
it.
out time to watch it. But I will try and make my teachings today as basic as possible so you follow through. But then you still need to revert to the tutorial.
The
I mean
first
the
one.
video.
No
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, and I
Because
also
most
heard them talking about a group chat. Is there like a different group chat apart from the DD data analysis?
okay, like a track. You mean track? The different track.
No, no, not different. Like the group chat, I think that should be on WhatsApp. You used to have like a separate group chat on WhatsApp for
No.
people that are under your tutelage.
For officially, we are not using WhatsApp as a
Oh,
community.
okay.
We're working with
Okay.
Discord for this
For
course.
this
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
that's the problem. I don't know how to go. Okay. Well, let's see. I'll listen to the first class.
Okay, just watch the video. It was the video was, we explained so many things and we went through some of the basics in Discord. Just watch it. You would be able to have all your questions answered.
Okay. So, but if I don't have my questions answered, I'll just document my questions for the next class.
Definitely. Always either you post it on the group chat, on the Discord channel, and or you reach out to one of the assistants.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Okay, I'll be taking just one question from the comment message area and then get started because of our time. Someone said, Amarachi Florence, I thought I know Excel until I did the intro and some task on hearing track. Thank you. Yeah, think that's it. We have not started yet. We are still, still messing around a bit. By the time we start proper, because if you notice the task we give you, the project that was given was based on um, data preparation with Excel, introduction to Excel. So we are moving together. We are moving. So the project to be getting are things you supposedly have, encountered in data camp. So don't worry, it's going to be a fun ride. What I will just employ everyone is just be stay true to the course, be dedicated. Don't start, you know, fiery and along the line just drop out. No. There's no going back for this. You signed up for this, so we are stuck for 6 months together. We are doing this. We are going to do this. And remember, I didn't even include that. For the 6 months, you are learning Excel, SQL, and Python. So we are going to do programming. For the last 2 months, we'll be doing Python programming. Where you'll be using Pandas, Matplotlib. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that, but I won't be your tutor for that. We have that like data analysis with Python. Different teaching assistants will take you on that. But I, Mr. Daniel, Mr. Emmanuel, will taking you through Excel and SQL, that structured query language. No, Dixon, no, you're not supposed to go and start learning SQL. For now, you're on Excel. Is there any attendance form? Yes. Let me add this two things before that. Sorry, there's going to be an attendance form to be posted 30 minutes before the end of the class because you notice from the last lesson, and that attendance is very compulsory. If you don't have up to this 70% or 90% of attendance, you would not be. In fact, after 2 months, these 2 months, first 2 months is your probation period. So if you don't have up to 90% of attendance, you would not. In fact, you'll be dropped, and another applicant probably waiting for the opportunity to be given access to data camp. So always join the officer sessions. If you have a friend that's also a data analysis learner with data camp and AI community that's not here, tell them that they need to always join the call. So yeah, that's that. And one update, yeah, the scholarship for 6 months. One more update. A class rep was, selected over the course of the week. Um, over the course of the week, he was selected, and he has really been, I really props to him. He has been very amazing. Benedict Kima on his Discord channel. His username is Bench 3D. Yes, so Benedict Kima has been really. That's why we needed a representative. Has been helping out with the administrative duties, answering the questions, and I was watching from the side, as I said, and I'm really impressed. And I would give you the You are going to speak to us, Divine. I hope you are ready. Just talk to us. I want the your learners to hear your voice. Yeah, it's been of very much great assistance. If you guys agree with me, just give me a thumbs up. Immediately he was selected, he hit the ground running. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. Immediately he got to work. That's very impressive. So Mr. Ben, yes, let's hear from you.
Uh, Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. Yeah, thank you for assigning me as a course rep. So I'll just always try to do my best to keep up with all administrative duties when our TAs are not around. Thank That's all I was saying.
All right, thank you, Ben. You've been amazing
Yeah,
so far.
thank you.
Thank you so much for the support because it's not easy. We needed, a representative to help us, while preparing for the lessons. Also, we have work to do. I mean, me and Mr. Divine, this will help relieve so much burden. Thank you so much. Franca is saying our able course rep, he has been awesome. Honestly, he has been awesome. All right, the session is ending by 8 p.m. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. Just give me a minute. Yeah, we are 58. I hope many others will join. So before we get started with the lessons, okay. So if you have along the line, I won't be taking questions because of interruptions. But if you have anything, just raise your hand. I'll be checking the call from time to time. Take your questions. All right, just if you can see my screen, just give me a thumbs up. Will this meeting be recorded? It's already recorded. I don't know if you can see that red icon there. So every meeting is being recorded. So don't worry, you would get emails for that. So you would get it. Yeah. You should have gotten last week, so just always check your emails. Always check your emails. So just give me a minute. Okay. All right. I will need a little assistance. I don't know if somebody can just paste the link to that file, the file to the mini project. So we'll get started. I'm trying to having a hard time looking for the link. So if you have the link in your, maybe you can get easily for me, just send it and drop it in the comment message area. Jennifer Emmanuel, let me see, what's your question? How many weeks remaining for the probation? The probation is 2 months. So I don't know how many more. I think you guys have used 2 weeks or 3 weeks now. So you just have 1 month and a few weeks. Thank you, Solomon. I've seen the link. All right, let me just get the data. Please, if you can see my screen, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that. All right. So I'll be starting from here. All right, you can see my screen. All right, we're about to start. Please just, let's get focused and let's start. So if you click the link, this is what you would see. So some people are saying, I can't access the link. How do I download it? Someone was even requesting access because I know how many times I got sorry, just 2 minutes. All right. Sorry, guys. Yeah. You can't hear me. I was not talking. So sorry for the delay. Mr. Divine was supposed to take you through the project walkthrough while I go for the lesson for today proper. So he just called me that we should just hold on for 2 minutes. He had a little delay, so he'll be joining us soon. But while we're waiting, if you get the link, this is where to take you to. So you're expected to get the copy, not coming here. Some people come here and start requesting for access. No, there's no need to request access. Nah. This is not what you do. What you are supposed to do is to download it. So you can come to file. I'm showing us in case of next time. Come to file. You see file here. Then you see download. So you download as Microsoft Excel. So then you can just save it as whatever you want to put it. Maybe desktop save. You want to replace it now because I already have it there. Let me put it in downloads. Then you open it. So enable editing and there you go. So you have two sheets. You have the store and you have the sales. So the sales is I don't know. I will talk a bit on primary key and secondary key and all of that. So these are the customers and the products they ordered, their order ID. These are unique identifiers, and we have the number of units sold and the date that these units were purchased. So this is based on the sales. Now these are the stores and their product ID. So if if for instance we were working in Python or we're doing SQL and we needed to join the tables together, we join based on the product ID because this is the primary key of this table. So primary key are unique identifiers and they can never be duplicated. There are no duplicates for primary keys. So this product is unique, this product is unique, and so forth, and so on and so forth. So we have the sales, we have the stock. Now to the question. The question, let me just a minute. Just okay. Trying to right. So many messages have been posted. Yes, that's wow. This is seventh submission. Okay. Okay. Trying to find the question. All right. So yeah. So the first question, we always read through all the questions. So product profit and cost analysis. So for each of the products, calculate profit per product, total cost of production, selling price, total profit. We are also looking for the average cost, price, profit of all products and the minimum, maximum, and so on and so forth. So we have the month. Question two is saying monthly sales. Calculate the average sales per month using the subtotal function. So there's already a hint here. Get a new column to indicate the month. So seeing this hint here while reading the question should already tell you that you need the month. So before you even start, what you do is go and extract the month from here. As I said, always know what you need before starting your analysis. Question three, sales trends by day of the week using a visualization tool. And question four is customer purchase insights. So you are going, the hint here is to use a pivot table for all of this. So always read through your questions, then ask yourself, what are the columns you need? Do you have all the data available? Do you need to join tables? So these are the questions you always ask yourself before moving on to analysis, starting your analysis. So for proper things, if I was to start, you'd have to, I would just do Control Shift L for me to go through your data to ensure that you don't have empty rows, that's no values. So always inspect your data because data analysis is you're like a detective. So always go through, make sure that you don't have um, empty rows. So there are no null values or empty rows here. The next thing you also do is to check for proper formatting, that's data formatting. Make sure that all your columns are in their proper format. Now that this is date, you should make sure that okay, it's in the date. Do the same for the store. Control Shift L for those that I don't know. Control Shift L is the shortcut for filtering. So once you just do Control Shift L, you see this drop down that appears. So inspect your data, make sure that there are no duplicates. So from these questions, you would notice that we need for question 2, you're asking for the average sales per month, and question 4 is saying identify the customer with the lowest total purchase in the first quarter based on the customer purchase data. Determine which customer qualifies for reward or discount. Now you need to extract the day and the month because question 3 is saying sales trend by day of the week. So we need to extract the date and the month from this date column. Now to do that, okay, let's just let's make sure that our data is well tended. So you can create a new column. You name this. You can call this day of the week, however you want. You can call this day of the week, or let me do the month. Month purchased. Let's call this month purchased. Let's call this month purchased. So month purchased. Now to extract the month from the date column, you I don't know if you watch your lessons, you call the function month and you just identify what date column, what date row you want to extract the month from. Usually this is what you get. You get it as one meaning January. Are we together? So if you do it all like that, you'll be getting, so we have 3 months, January, February, and March. But then if you want to be very dynamic, you can do it 2 ways. You can come here, highlight all of this, come to this drop down below here, come to custom, then under custom, you remove this general and just write MMM, or let's do MM or MMM and press OK. So it changes it to text. Now this is not supposed to be all German. So yeah, let me go back. So yeah, you can do it in 2 ways. You can highlight all of this. Okay, yes. So you can come here to add a format you want to custom. Let's see. Extracted we extracted the month you want from this. So that's how you get January, February, March from all of this. So at the end of the day, we have each of the months here. So if you want to do the same for the dates, you just come in, you do the same, but you can name this, you can call this day of the week. Let's call this day of the week. So to extract the day, you can use the day. If you use the day function, if you use DA1 and you call the column, the row you want to convert to day, it will give you in numbers. Then you can go to custom to do it that way, or you can just use text, then call out the value. What's the format you need? The format you need it in day, DDD. Let's use DDD. So that's day. So you just tell us, okay, start today. So at the end of the day, we have different days of the week. So control shift down. I want this to align to the right. So At the end of the day, if you filter it, if you filter, you see the different days, Monday through Saturdays. Then this is January, February, and March. So that's how when you can see why you are doing it to your main data. But what I would advise you to do is before you start your own, always, I said it in the last workout session, always duplicate your main data. So if this is your main data, before you start your night, always duplicate it. Put your hand on control, you left click and you drag. So you can name this, let's call this cleaned, cleaned, cleaned apocalypse, sorry, cleaned apocalypse sales. So we have the duplicate such that if you make maybe you are playing around or messing around and something happens and you lose your data, you can always revert here and get your data. So now that you have all you need, you can convert this to a form. You can convert this to a table. By converting to a table, you can just use Control A. You can use Control A, and when you use Control A, you would use Control T. Please take note of these things because shortcuts will help you. Shortcuts really help you a lot. I want them at the same time. So once you have all this, just do Control A, then Control Shift T. Sorry, Control T. Control T will just help you convert this to a table. So always leave this on if you have table headers already, and you click OK. So you convert this to a Microsoft standard Excel table for you. So here you can change the table design if you want. You can always come back here to convert to range. So Control T, shortcut to convert to table. So now that you have the table, you can come to your question. Question one. Now we are doing product profit
Sorry.
cost. Oh, Mr. Divine, is
Yeah,
that
good
you?
evening. Yeah. Sorry, someone said you should go over the months again. That your screen froze midway. So can you just so that it will be easier for the person to flow as you continue? And just quickly
Oh,
maybe redo the months again.
oh, the month. All right. Okay.
Yes.
The month. Thank you for bringing my patient to that. So yes. Um, I assume the person was stuck here. So for the month, we are trying to extract the month from this date. So this is the date purchase. If you are working with maybe 10 columns, 10 rows, I think how many rows is this? Let me count. We have 74, 74. So it's not so much. I can even, so if you want to do it manually, like a roadside data analysis, you just be looking, okay, 1st of January 2022. You can start doing it manually, January. So there's no automation there. It's not something we do. You'd want, it's not feasible if you're working with 10,000 rows. Sometimes in my workplace, work with a million rows you get. So you need a function. So we are using this formula rather text. You can call the text. What text you do is to you would reference the particular cell, which is the cell is E2. Let me do it again because of you. Let me just clear this. So you would say text. You can use two ways. You can use the day, you can use the text. So text, what value do you want to convert to text? Can use call this that's this cell. Then use a comma. Then asking for the format of the text. So I want whatever that Excel is extracting for me to be in the day format. So if I use 4Ds to appear in full, that's January, to spell out the January in full. If I use 2Ds, you will just see J and A, F and E. But if I use 3Ds, you see JAN, and you see FEB and so on and so forth. So if I use 4Ds, it does everything for me. Saturday, Mondays, and all of that. But that's for day because I use day. Now, since this column is for month, I will just do MMMM. So press enter, changes everything to the filter. You see January, February, and March. So that is the first way you could do it. If you say you don't want to use text and you want to use the month to extract it, you can use the month where you sorry. Okay, this was So if you want to use the month, you can use the month and it's call this. So if you click on enter, it will just change it to one serial number. But you can always come here instead of dragging it like this. If you don't want to do it like this, because sometimes you might be working with so many rows, you can use Control Home takes you to the top of your page. Control End takes you to the bottom of your page. Control Home takes you to the top. Then if you want to just highlight down, do Control Shift down. This is Control Shift down, highlight it. Then you come here, come to custom. So you want to change the custom of the data and you just change this to month, and click on OK. But I was getting errors earlier, I'm still getting all January. So that's why I just used the text. So if you use the text, as I said, text value. Okay, so okay, month purchase. So let me use text like I used earlier. So I'm doing text. So I'm working with this. Then the format I'm using. The format I'm using is I want to use it as month. So just give me the month info. You can change this to have 4 Ds, so you have your date info, the day of the week. So that's how you get it. Is that understood? All right, all right. So Mr. Divan, are you ready?
Okay. Okay. Let me just continue. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So let me unshare my screen so you go ahead.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
All right. So this is actually the answer bucket. So we already solved it, and so I just kept the answer bucket. So let me just continue from here. So he used the text function to get the well, we used the month function here and got the month of everything. And just like you mentioned, the weekday too, we did the same thing. Yeah, you could use the text function too for the weekday. You could also use the weekday function, right? So there's a weekday function. I think you remember we learned that. So let's go back to our question one. So question one, we didn't have this profit column, right? Please, I may need you to unmute and speak because I'm not on the home screen, so I can't see reaction.
Yes, the profit was not given.
Good. But we had the price and production costs, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So simply the price, like price and the difference between the price and production cost would simply give us profit. That's what we need. So what we simply did was get the price minus production costs. Get the price minus production cost. And then we had all of these values drop down. All of them drop down. So I'd already solved this. I'll just be explaining what we do, and you can see the formula by price minus production cost. That's what we got. We got everything down here. Then, what was the second question again? Let me come back to it. So we said we wanted the total profit per product, which is total cost of production, total selling price, and total profit. I think that's simple, right? That's simple. Can someone tell us the formulas we use to get the totals for the price, production cost, and profit.
The total price we
Yes.
is the sum of you can just use equal to sum of the columns or under C
Beautiful.
from
Beautiful.
30.0
Beautiful.
30.99 to 2.75.
So beautiful. You can see on my formula bar, I already said sum 6 to C11. So I arranged it as totals and then we worked across this border. So we did the sum of the price, we did the sum of the production.
Bring it for who?
Oh,
Yeah, go on. I didn't hear you.
I bought one for myself, so I was buying one for myself. Just bought one for you.
I didn't hear. Sorry, that person. Was that
You
person
can go
talking to
ahead.
me?
I think it was no. I think it was interruption. You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. So we did some of the price.
Definitely can this is an accident sound.
Oh,
We did some of production.
seriously?
Can someone mute that person so that
Yeah, I've muted her. You can go ahead.
so some of price, we did some of price, we did some of production cost, and some of profit. Then we got to the averages. So averages is simply just use the average, same simply average equals for average. It gives you the average of everything. So maybe I would just clear this. Let me since we've gotten the average, let me clear the minimum and maximum and let's do it again. Let me clear the data here. So, but I think minimum and maximum is easy. What functions do you use for that? Can someone let me know?
You use the Excel mean for minimum and then the max for maximum.
Good.
Sum it
So
across.
good. That's exactly what we're saying. So use your minimum for mean and use your max for maximum. And so from that we're able to get the mean and the max of everything. So max will give us maximum price of production here. Max will give us the maximum price of goods being sold. Max here will give us the maximum cost of production, which was 32 points, and that's stainless steel ask. Max here will give us the maximum profits, the one with the maximum profit. Goods that when sold has the maximum profit, and that's weatherproof jacket. Then you give us the minimum profit. Minimum profit here is 1.38. That's stock take. For minimum production cost, we see that the one with the least production cost is NY Max, and minimum price of being sold is NY Max. Yeah, so and that gives us the minimum. So let's move to question two. Like I mentioned, you have to create a different sheet for different questions. So question two, this is question two. So I would want to. I believe Mr. Gaius already taught us how to get the weekday and the month, right? We already got the month. So we are going to do the subtotals together. I'm going to do the subtotals together. So for the subtotals, we said we are going to get so let me remove my and so we have cycle. So we have the weekday using weekday function, right? We have the month using the month function. And
Sorry, please. I can't. Yeah.
I think his network is having issues. Mr. Divine, can you hear me? Is it your network? I think it's his network. Can anybody hear him? Just if you can't hear him, give me a thumbs down.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thumbs down. Oh, you can't hear anything. I think it's his network. I think I'll have to because of time. We're really working with time because by 8 I have another function. So by 8 we should be done. I'll be sharing my screen. We'll go ahead, but you guys will just do well to let me know when it comes back. So, and let me know if I'm moving too fast. I mean, in terms of the learning. So I believe you can see my screen. All right, we'll go ahead. Now we are looking at subtotals. Where is that? So for question 2, you have to use subtotals. Now let's let me duplicate this. Let's name this question 2. Now read the question carefully. We have calculate the average sales by month. Now it's important to understand this because if you don't know what we're looking for, you don't know how you're going to use the subtotal. So what we are looking for now is the average sales per month. So we are looking for every month, what is the average sales? As simple as that. So understanding that you'd come to your when you come to data, we have okay, this is in table. Let me convert it to range. Sorry, that was a mistake. So just give me a minute. I made a mistake. Yes, so I'm supposed to convert to table range. Yes, exactly what I want. So if you come to table, if you come to data, usually you can't do subtotals when your data is already formatted to a table. So you come to data, you come to subtotal. Now, from this question, please follow me because this subtotal, like many questions, arose from subtotal. We are looking for average sales per month. Average sales per month. So at each change, who will tell me what will be here? Just submit your mic and tell me what do you think will be here in the at each change.
Month.
Is there anybody? Month. At
Months
each
purchased.
change,
Months purchased.
yes, good. At each change in the month, use the function average, and what will be here?
That's
So the
the price.
yeah, the question is the average sales per month. So then you come here and come to the so you leave this replace current subtotals. If you have subtotals already in your sheet, you can just replace them and click on OK. So you are going to see something like this. So, but if you come to towards 2, it shows you the average for every month. So this is your answer, question 2. So the um January average is what you see there. Um, we have 2 decimal places. Okay, this is January average, February average, March, and this is the total, the grand average. If you really want to use subtotal, we want to use subtotal because that's what we are. We are following the lessons in data camp, so you can do them normally using the average, if, and all of that. But let's go ahead. So that's how you get question 2. I hope it's clear. I hope that's very clear. All right. Now let's move ahead for question 3. We have the sales trend by day of the week. Use a visualization to e.g. chart or graph to show the day of the week with the highest average sales, the day of the week with the lowest average sales. Now you can always come here and that's why you have this table here, your claims. Let me make sure this thing is not okay. All right, so we can duplicate this. So put your hand on control, drag it to this side. Let's name this question. Let's name this question 3. So question 3. So in this question 3, I'm still going to do something and show you guys. In question 3, you said sales trend by day of the week. So we are looking for the day of the week with the highest average sales and day of the week with the lowest average sales. So what you can do is you're going to use a pivot table for that. So you can highlight all of these or just put your just pick any of these cells here. Then come to insert and just highlight this pivot table. So from table range is taking the data. So we are trying to create where this pivot table will take data from. That's what we're doing now. Pivot table usually have data sources. So this is the table range where it's supposed to get the data from. And we have new or existing worksheet. Always be careful when you use existing worksheet because you can throw up errors. But always avoid that. Usually do your pivot tables in new worksheet. You add this to the data model and you click OK. So it takes you to this sheet 4, which I'm eventually going to name question 3. So we're looking for the sales, the highest average sales by the day of the week. So you come to your data well. This is your data well here. This is where you have all the data you need. So the day of the week being your rows, showing all the days of the week, and units sold will be in your values. Now notice that the question asked for sales average. That's average sales. That's it. Yeah, highest average sales. And automatically Excel just does some, I don't know, likes to sum things up. So you come to value field settings here. You just click on this drop down, value field settings, then you click on average and say okay. So it shows you the average. You can always convert this to decimal places. So something like this. So at the end of the day, you have the highest average sales, the sales for each month, but we have not completed a question because they said use a visualization to e.g. chart or graph to show the day of the week with the highest average sales, day of the week with the highest average sales. Now, based on this, I would think that's what our lesson is going to be for today. Determining what type of chart to use is very important as data analyst because you don't want to be caught. For instance, you have let's come to insert a commanded chart. You want to come and start using yes, I'm looking for a weird something like this. Even this is even quite understandable. But you need to know when to use each chart, which I'll be explaining to us. Now, you use column chart when you're visualizing a categorical data. By categorical data, I mean categorical data is the kind of data that appear in categories. You have, for instance, you have. Let me come to this. Let me see. Okay. So, for instance, you have something like this product names. This product name now appears so many times here. So you can, if you want to visualize the number of products and their sales, you can use a bar chart for this because this is the categorical data. Now, by categories, these are the categories. You can use a bar chart, you can use a column chart for it. This is a column chart. Now, if you want to change the chart type, you can always come to design, change chart type.
Hi.
So
Hi, sorry. I guess I was kicked out by network, but just go on. I think the few
yeah,
persons want you to go back to the
all
month.
right, no problem.
Just go on, but I
All
think the
right,
few persons want to Liberty, Chinedu, Chidima, I think, and some others. They want you to go back to, I don't know what exactly. I think it's a month something or thereabout.
please can you repeat that of the month? Can you unmute and call? I think this was the question that they asked the last time. I think these were old questions.
Can Liberty unmute and speak?
Sorry, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, Liberty,
Sir, can
please
you hear
be quick. Go ahead. Yeah, I can
Yes,
hear you.
sir. Please, that of the month and the pivot table, sir.
That what?
Can you repeat that of the month and the pivot table?
Okay, the month. How
And
I
the
got
pivot table. Yes, sir.
is it for the subtotal, the average sales per
Yes, for
month?
the sub. Yes, sir. For the subtotal and the
Okay,
pivot
okay,
table.
because all right. So basically, subtotals is from the name. We are looking for totals. We are going to what Excel will be doing for you is aggregate your whole data. So these are English words, subtotals. So we are not just totaling it, but we're breaking them down to subs. That's subtotals. So what I want to do is I want to look at the average sales per month. So what Excel will do is to get all like aggregate all the months aside and find the average for me. Now to tell Excel what to do, what you just do is you come to data. Usually this data is when you want to do you want to ungroup data, you want to even convert text to columns. You'll be seeing more of that as we go. So you come to subtotal. So at each change means what am I aggregating on? What I what is that category I want to group and say, okay, find this average for me. And the question was already saying find the average sales per month using subtotal. So I'm looking for month, meaning that for every month, what this thing means is that for every month, trying to break it down so you get it. For every month, find the average for me. Average of what? Average of units sold. That's where you now say add subtotal to average of units sold. If, for instance, your stakeholder is like, okay, I've seen the units sold average, but how about let's see the the number of products ordered per month. Let me say it again. The number of products ordered per month. Now it's now number. You come to sum and you change it from units sold to number of products. That's number of product ID. Number of products, sorry, order ID, because I'm asking for orders per month. Number of orders made. But if I want to see the number of products ordered, come to product ID. So what Excel does for every month, it will sum up the products that were sold at every change in month. So if I click on OK, because I've replaced what I did, I replaced the subtotal and come here. So what you see is, you see, this is the product ID. So I was doing the sum of the product ID. What this did is it calculated the sum because product ID is in the number column. So what you're seeing is the sum. So if, for instance, I want to say, okay, I don't want this. I want to now do the count to count the number of orders and number of products ordered, and you say replace. Always click on this if you want to replace, and say okay, and you come in. So it's going to now count. You say, oh, January we had 31 products that were ordered. February 28th. That's nice. March 15. If you remember the grand total of all I was saying the table is 74 rows. So we have 31 for February, and we can now see that 31 is the highest. So you start asking yourself questions like, why is January the highest in terms of products ordered? So this is just the fastest way to do it, as opposed to saying equal to average if then you find the range. I don't know you get, but this is much faster. So that's how you use subtotal. So subtotal is just subtotal is going to get the subtotals based on the categories we want to look at. Let me do one more explanation. So we'll get the subtotal very well. If, for instance, I want to see the day of the week with the highest order count, the day of the week with the highest order count. Sorry, this already. So the day of the week, I'm coming to date purchase. So at every day, count the number of products ordered, or let me say, you want to look at the units sold for every day. Want to see the days we have more units sold. So you come to this, you come to 2. So what this is doing basically is for every day the highest. So you can see that we don't have more than is there anyone with more than one? So every day we just have one unit sold, one unit sold. So that's the aggregation there. So every day we just having one unit sold, one unit sold. So based on the counting. But if I change this to sum, there's it. Okay. But if I come here and I say I don't want the count, let's see the sum now. And I'm coming to sum. So what this will do is just sum it up for us. So there we'll be having okay, sum of units sold on the 1st of January 32 and all of that. So it just aggregated by the day. So usually your subtotal will only be effective if you are using a very more concise categorical data. So that's why you're having lots and lots of this. So if you want to now run a chart based on this, you can just like the two, like these two stuff here, and do quick analyze. I'll be showing us some of these things. You can insert charts directly. You can even do totals here. You can count. So Excel is very very dynamic. If you know where to look for, what to look for, and where to look for what you are looking for. So you can even add conditional formatting there. But then you get the point I'm trying to make. So I added the conditional formatting. Let me undo all of this because let me just come back and do what the question is saying. Dates, so month purchased, average, and unit sold. Yes. So yeah, I think this is the question. I don't know if you understand who is I'm coming before I go to. Did you understand what I said? I guess we are following. All right. Um. Now let me go ahead. I'm going to move on to the last
Hello,
question.
sir. There is a
Can you hear me?
concern in the comment section. Yeah, I can hear you. Please, can you hear me? So there's a concern in the
Yes, I
comment
can hear you.
section concerning the unit sold and price.
I didn't get you. You said what?
There is a concern in the comment section concerning the unit sold and price from Diviner. Yes. Can scroll up here.
Where is this? Is it where I'm reading?
No, scroll up again.
Yeah, I guess someone is just simply saying that we should because we left the question open ended. I didn't know question two. Did we not add a hint to use subtotals?
Yeah, the hint was there. I think that's what I'm saying about reading questions. I think the person missed on
I
that.
think I think we hinted on using subtotals for question two.
Look at it here.
Because
Our concern is basically in terms of price. Like I said, we are using units sold to calculate the subtotal, whereas the question asks for average sales rather than average units sold. So that like I said is that it is open ended.
no, because I think on that part, I don't think there's any part of that product that has anything says sales. So when we say average sales, it's obviously unit sold, right? Because
Yeah,
there's no price, there's nothing like price or amount sold on that data sets. There's nothing like that. It's just sales. So I think if we said average sale, I think it's simple, it's easy to understand that we are referring to the units that were sold on that day.
yeah. And to add to that, this is Apocalypse Sales. So um this is the title of the sheet, Apocalypse Sales. So we're looking at based on the units sold now to get the sales. Not I know there's no price, but then you should know that you can't use other ID now. You can't no matter what you can't be using day of the week. So it's definitely units sold. But then again, nice observation. So as I was saying, back to yeah, looking at the day of the week with the highest average sales. So we've done this. We converted the values to average. This was how I got it. So the essence of adding the data to the data model or adding data to the data models. If you don't add it to the model, you can't be able to do a distinct count. I mean, while creating the pivot table. So always add your data to the model in case you want to do a distinct count. So yeah, we want average. And We can choose to use this if you want. You can sort. Always, you can come here to right click, sort from the largest to the smallest, and you automatically know Wednesday is the highest average and Thursday is the least. You can come here, click on this and backspace. You delete this. To remove these buttons you are seeing here, just come to design. Sorry. Yes, pivot chart analyze and turn this off. Usually, I don't like lines in categorical when you want to use back chart, so you can just tap on the line and backspace to remove it. You can change the type title. Let's say average daily sales or average sales per day if you want. So these are normal ways. You can increase the size of the bar. Once you just tap on it, you let me cancel this. So you can just double tap. You can double tap this. It will bring out your editing tool, or you just come out and bring it out yourself. Pivot chart analyze. Okay, this is the field list. Sorry. Format plot area. Yeah, so this is what I'm looking for. So you can tap on these data bars and come here. You can increase the width, you can reduce it usually to make it very you see it's looking more better. As opposed to this, you could use a line chart if you want, but the essence of using this is because it's already in categories. That's Mondays to Saturdays. So you can use line chart. Is you only use line chart when you are looking for time series data. You are looking at trends over time. You're looking at trends maybe from 2015 to 2017 over the month. But for this data is very concise. You just have 24 columns. So I don't think line would really suffice. So I'm sticking with this. But if you use line in your own, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. So from this question, from this, you can know that Wednesday is the highest average sales, and Thursday. I think the question is also asking for one more thing. Okay, that's question 4. Okay, so we've answered question 3. To show the day of the week is highest and lowest average sales. So that's good. Now to question 4, we have customer purchase insights. Now for this question 4, what we are looking at is we want to identify the customer with the highest and the lowest total purchases. The highest purchase, the lowest total purchase in the first quarter, that's January to March, based on the customer purchase data. Determine the which customer qualifies for discounts. So coming, I can't remove this because this is my lesson. So let me just name this question 3 table. So, question 3 answer. Okay, so let's answer question 4. We need a pivot table for that. So I'm going to align this. Let's see, pivot table. Then we want it in a new sheet. I'll just add to the data model. So I can name this. Let me bring it here. You can name this question 4. So yes, where are we? So we want to look at the highest and the lowest total purchases in the first quarter. The highest and the lowest. Highest, identify the customer. So we're looking at the customer now. So the customer will be in the row because we're looking at the customer. We want to know which customer has the highest purchase. We're looking at purchase. Now there are 2 things you could do here. Customer with the highest and lowest total purchases. Highest and lowest total purchases. So you come to use, you can always search for it. You don't want to come here and bring it to values. Then you can sort this from largest to smallest. So Uncle Joe's prep shop. Yeah, Uncle Joe's prep shop is the highest, and prep for anything prepping store is the lowest. So from all this, who do you think would qualify for a discount or a reward? obviously the one doing well, you can give a discount to Uncle Joe because it's actually bringing in more sales. So that's for question 4. Based on the customer purchase, okay, we've done this. Now, from just what I've done, if you have any questions, just drop them in the message area, the call message area. I would I would answer
All
them
right.
before go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gaius. Please give me a round of applause. So, before we go ahead to ask the questions, I am seeing something from Divina, who is saying that because there was no price column, you use the lookup function to look up the price in the Apocalypse store. So, while I think it was specified that we should use question 2 to 4, we should use sheet 2. I think that was specified too in the question. But I want her to I want her to take us through her chain of thought and how she was able to get it, and let's see if that works. Is it okay by you, Mr. Guy?
Yeah, yeah. For she would come in, but for what she did, I think from what she did, I don't know who's saying that. I want to know the name.
Divina.
Yeah, for Vivina, are you?
Yes, Divina.
Divina. Okay, from what Divina is saying, she's right, but based on the question, some of all these things we are doing is, always follow instructions. She's very right. What she did, basically, she would still come in. I think she drew because these are products and these are the prices of the products. So,
Mm.
since these are the product ID, she used a lookup function as per find this product ID.
ID.
Price,
Okay, then for that, calculate the prices
when
per
you
unit.
now find it, return the price or
Oh,
yeah, so as she did that, she was able to get the price. What am I doing? She was able to get the price column inside there. Like she would have something like this, and she would have something like a price. But if you do that, you are correct. But the question was,
actually,
you're correct.
you are correct. Yeah, actually, you are
If you
correct. I
want
think
to,
we've
if you
sorted
want
that.
to, if you want to do this, let's look for this in the table array.
Yeah, you are correct. You are correct.
Understand?
You are
So,
correct, Divino. You are correct.
so
I think I get the point now, and I see
sorry,
that if you do that, you actually combine the units sold with the amount of the cost of the product and the profit, and then you're able to calculate the average sale. Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, that really makes.
yeah,
I think
that's
we actually wanted to set the question in that line, but we felt it was too complex for one, so that's why we actually decided to just let's get to unit sold. You are correct, actually.
so yeah, if you did it that way, you are not wrong. If you did it that way, you are not wrong. But you are correct. So, but then you wanted that would have been too complex. I think she has
Yeah,
trying to. I think she has what they call it, like she has used Excel before.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Right,
if you did
right.
that way,
I get.
that's most people would be struggling to understand what was
Stand
really
what
going.
we are doing. Yeah, true. So, Boniface, quickly your questions. The person asking for link for attendance didn't state at the end of last week session because I clearly mentioned it that before we post attendance will be 15 minutes to the end of the class. So anybody asking for attendance form now, I'm sorry, you can't get it till when we have 15 minutes to end. Thank you. Franca, please go ahead.
Franca, yeah, I'm waiting. Franca is a hand raised. Yeah, hand raised.
Yeah, hand is raised. I have 4 hands raised, so I want to take the questions at once so that before you proceed. If Franca is not speaking, Shay, please go ahead.
Good evening. Um, so for question 3, it's like my voice is cracking. So for question 3, my question is: I know Mr. Gaius used pivot table for the analysis, but I used subtotal. I wanted to ask that if I use subtotal, am I like, do I have to only use pivot, or I can also use subtotal to get my answer? Because even though I use subtotal, my highest day was Wednesday still. Like the answer is right for everything, the average and the day that has the highest and lowest price. But like I didn't use pivot. I used subtotal to get that answer, and I used bar charts for it.
Okay, so maybe you should guide us through your process. I don't think in when we are doing data analysis, I don't think there's actually a direct path to being right or wrong. Anything can actually work. But I think what I want to do here is create an open mind so that others can be able to learn too from what other people do. So it can open our minds to various ways of achieving the same thing. So maybe you should guide us through how you did that.
Well, I used the maybe because at that time when I was doing the assignments, I think I've said on Discord that I combine work, and before I even have time to now like take a course, it's usually like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. before I can open data camp and do stuff. So I had not done the course on data preparation yet before while I was doing the assignment. So while I was doing the assignment, I only had the knowledge of subtotal. So the knowledge of subtotal that I used to answer question 2 was what I attempted for question 3, because it was like the same change in day average kind of thing. So that was what I used. But the first problem I had, actually raising a question on the Discord channel, was the fact that I could not do a visualization tool with the subtotal range. But even though I ended up struggling, I still got at the end of the day, thank God. But yeah, I use subtotal. I don't know if I can share my screen. I don't know. Do I have to share my screen?
Mr. Gaius, you answer that.
Yeah, sure. You can. Let me just share my screen. I didn't even know I was still sharing my screen. So.
Okay, let me share mine. Window. Okay. So please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, so this is the question 3. Based on the question, they asked us to figure out the day of the week with the highest average sales, right? And the day of the week with lowest average sales. And because I had not like watched any video in the data preparation to know that I could also use pivot table, that's why I still use subtotal, because question 2 was a subtotal question. And because I somehow read the question, I somehow translated it to be the same way that I could also use subtotal. That was why I used subtotal for question 3. So like I basically like I created a new column, big day. I got the big day, but sorry, my own big day is showing in numbers. I didn't know how to get the text form, but now from today's video, I know how to get the text form. But as that when I was in the assignment, I didn't know how to get the text form. And I basically like sorted it. So I did with each change in day, it will do the average and like do the average and add the total under the units sold. So by the time it gave me this was the range I used to get my visualization tool. And it seems that Excel with the number stuff, their Sunday starts with number 1 and their Monday is number 2. So I was able to get that. The day that yesterday is Wednesday, which is day 4. For my question, I was confused because in the Discord, people were saying they were using pivot and I didn't know how to use pivot. So my question was, even though I use subtotal and the answer is the same, is it necessary for me to have used pivot instead?
I saw what you did. That is like you used although the question specifically said use pivot, but then that was the hint. So the main thing, there are many rules
Question
in the
2 did not say
market.
we could use pivot now.
Yeah, I know you are correct. What you did is correct. You can use subtotal for that. Basically, what we are trying to achieve here is to make sure we touch every area of the lessons on data camp, so that you would, as you practice more with these things, you would get the experience you need. So we just wanted a question from pivot table because it's in your lessons in the structure of data camp learning. But you answer you got is correct. I think Wednesday was the highest average sales. In mine,
Yes.
I think yeah, and then Thursday was the least. So yeah, the many rows to the market.
Yes.
What you did is correct. You get the main thing is the answer. You
Okay.
got the question, so that's fine. And
Yeah.
no, you can
For the correction,
share your
you know that we submitted it with Kenny. If I'm getting a correction back on my email, are you guys going to like wrong it or something?
don't worry, we'll find out. But your answers are correct. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. I'll stop sharing
Yeah.
my
So
screen now.
I believe that you now know how to use the pivot table to get it.
Yes, yes.
So are you guys also aware that you can use average if functions, conditional formatting to get it?
Conditional formatting to get
That's
written.
another route to the market. Yeah, so you could use average if functions when we are calculating for the average and just average if it is Monday, it will sum the total average of Monday, sum total of Tuesday, and just like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think if I made mention of that during when I was saying you can use average if, but for me, I don't like stress usually. No, no, I don't like
Yeah,
just
of course.
the fastest way. You can
The
use average
fastest
if.
way.
Usually, if you are very fast with writing formulas, there's some people that are quoted in that way. So you can use whatever works for this for person that just shared screen. Sorry, what's your name? What's your name, please? Let me know.
She.
Okay. And for Shay, you can use
They
subtitles. Yeah, okay. Use subtitles to get it, and that was also correct. I just
Powder.
wanted to,
Okay, go on, sorry.
yeah, sorry, before Oda comes in, I wanted to just show, okay, for the question, someone saying, I think that was the Divine, a bit Divina, about the price. Was it?
Divina that
Okay.
I mentioned she used lookup functions to get the price per
Yeah.
unit sold.
I was able to, where is it? Okay, this is it. So I think this is what she did. I used X lookup. You look up. This is how she got the. I'm just showing us for those that might not be aware. So if you want to get the price of this customer here, the product the price of the product, you can and you have a sheet with product ID and product price. So if you want to get the price here of this product, basically you can use the VLOOKUP function, you can use XLOOKUP. So if you use XLOOKUP, you're trying to look up this value, this range value, and sorry, I'm trying to look for this value in this range that's from this product here. And when we find the value, what should we return? That's where it's now, sorry, that's where you now say return this price and close the bracket and hit enter. So at the end of the day, you see the price of Uncle Joe's Prep Shops. That's 26.49. If you check the product, sorry, the product is 1006. 1006 is 26.49. So if you just prefill it down, you're going to have all the prices. So at the end of the day, you're going to have the price here. If this is what you did, and all the analysis and the subtotal you are doing was based on the price, not the unit sold, you are correct. But we did not include this because of the complexity. I'm sure some of us don't understand this thing I just did. That's the reason. We are still in the beginning phase of Excel, except I work us straight. So whoever did this, you are right. You are not wrong. You are still correct. And if you did it for the rest of the question 3, you are still correct. But we just wanted you to use the quantity sold, unit sold. So next question before we go ahead.
Holder and Malvis.
Okay, so my question is regarding that SLOOKUP that you just did. Now, I did try to use VLOOKUP like you were doing initially. I got now because VLOOKUP actually takes the first value of that number. And then once it picks that first value, the subsequent repetition of that number, it doesn't exist anymore. So when I saw you when you were trying to use VLOOKUP earlier, and it only picks the first value, the rest other ones it was saying NA for the rest of them. So I think I still try to use SLOOKUP also likewise, but it didn't still give me that complete for the repetition of that same product ID. So how did you overcome that aspect? Because you
Okay,
actually did that off when you were.
very wonderful question. What's your name, please?
Mavis.
Mavis. Okay, Mavis, I'm going to clear this formula here, and I'm going to have empty cells all through, so you see what I did. Let me just say Control Shift down, down. So let me just, sorry. So I've deleted the, it's not already changed. Don't worry, let me just insert a new column. But do you understand what I'm trying to do? Okay. Just a minute, let me just, this thing just cut out there. Okay, so now the price. We want to get the price from this. Usually, see the trick here, but VLOOKUP usually works when, like, works best when you don't have like repetitions and all of that. So if I use, for instance, see VLOOKUP now, VLOOKUP, you get. So I'm using VLOOKUP now. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this value. That's the lookup value here. What is my table array? Table array is, now how it works is that I'm taking, so you are going to have to like drag from here. So I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this product here, this product ID. So where the column or where my selection ends, where the array ends, is where Excel would take up. That's the VLOOKUP. Now, if you notice, I don't want to click, I don't have to click, but if you notice, you are seeing 11R times 3C. That 11R means 11 rows, 3 columns. So it's column 3. I want it to return. That's the column it's ending here. If I wanted to return production cost, I will end the array here and you see 4C. You get. So
I'm
4C,
seeing your
if I want
screen
to,
now. Is there any other person seeing
yeah,
your screen?
I can see his screen.
Okay, okay then.
okay, maybe it's network.
Okay
Let
then,
me
go on,
just
go
go
on,
ahead.
go on, go on.
So as you see 3C here, it means that end this array, like return column 3. If you count product 1, product name 2C, 3C, 4C. So I'm going to end the table array where we want the Excel to return. So I'm ending it here, 3C. Now I'm just having that 3 in mind. The column index I want to return is 3. We click, close the bracket, click enter, returns this. So you can, if you fill it down, you start noticing NA. You start noticing NA. Usually this happens because it's getting, once you just start noticing there's it, let me see. Once Excel start noticing that there are duplicates in your data, the VLOOKUP would start giving errors. They usually get errors when you use VLOOKUP. That is why Microsoft introduced XLOOKUP in, what year was that? Can't remember. So what XLOOKUP does is it just looks up everything from everywhere and returns anything it sees. So I was trying to use VLOOKUP to see if I would get it, but it did not work. But if you use, let's use X now, equals to XLOOKUP. If you followed your lessons, you will know that VLOOKUP is vertical lookup, HLOOKUP is horizontal lookup. That's by the way. So XLOOKUP now, lookup value. What value or what am I looking out for? Looking out for this product ID. Where am I looking out for it? That's lookup array. So I'll come to store, select this. Usually select the table array, or you just indicate this is A to A. You can just indicate A1 to A11, or you just indicate all. Then comma, return array. What am I returning? Now that I have found If I find what you said I should find, what should I return? That is return array. And if you remember, I didn't say return cell. So from what range of cells should I return what you are looking for if I find it? That's return array. Then if you have other options, say if not found, I can put maybe if it doesn't find what you're looking for, return 0. Then the match mode, you can choose exact match and all of that. But yeah, you don't need all of this. You can just close the bracket here and click on enter. With this X lookup, if you double tap this automatically, it just fill it. However, even if you have duplicate, X lookup would still work.
Boss, please, question.
Yeah.
Question, I beg. My Excel
Sorry.
is 2013. Would this work on it? Because this I'm having issues with this
It
something.
cannot work. It cannot work.
Shit.
Cannot. Even 16.
Cannot.
I don't know if we cannot even. That's why. Please download 2021. The link was provided.
The
Check
link
the
has been
Discord.
shared.
Has been shared multiple times.
The link. Wait. Okay. Please, where is the link? Is it on data camp or has it been shared here?
Discord,
On
not
Discord.
here. Discord.
Okay. I'll check right now. Thank you.
Next
Sorry.
question. Thank you.
Gaius, Jamila mentioned that you can still use VLOOKUP, but with absolute cell referencing.
Yeah.
So I just
If you
said we mentioned that. So let's get to Chidima. Is Hoda ready to speak now? Hoda.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, go on.
I'm ready.
Hoda, your network is.
Hoda, type your question on the chat box. Type your question in the chat box. Network is really bad. Yes, Chidima, please go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry about that. So I missed the part where Mr. Douglas was showing us how to convert those numbers to letters in the months section because of my network. Because I actually had an issue with it while I was doing the assignment. The part where he converted the month purchase to January, February, and all of that. Because mine was 1, 2, 3, according to like in January is 1, February is 2, and all of that. So I wanted to ask if you could show me how he did that again. And also, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. Also.
Okay. And also, I don't know if this relates to every other person, but I've noticed that, especially in the question for the subtotal, I'm basically going through the lessons for this week, because this week we did VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP and the rest. Doing the exercises and all, I noticed that I was having issues interpreting the exercises that had to do with the HLOOKUP stuff. And that was also the same thing that happened to me while I was trying to do the subtotal question, because based on the correction that Mr. Darius made, I found that I made a mistake and I did not really understand the question. So my question now is, how do you now because when he was reading it, right, it made sense because he was reading it. But then when I'm now reading it and trying to interpret it in my head, and then I now interpret it and then I now do what I understand, it's now wrong. Do you understand? So whoever is laughing. So yeah, that's the issue I've been having, because it's almost like I understand the concept, right? Then when an exercise is given, like the one I was the H look and the V lookup and all that I did this week, I knew I spent hours just trying to understand the question and getting the answer. So yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Thank you. You can relate very well. The thing is, how I answer some of these questions, you have to explain it to yourself like you are a 2-year-old. So that's how I'm trying to break it down. It might make sense to me, but just try when you read the question, try and break it down to the simplest form. Just break it down to the simplest form. For the Excel, I used the text formula. So use text to extract the month. So we call this F2 is this date purchased, and the MMM is the month. If you want to use it, if you want a full month, you can just use 4 M's and it returns a full month. So I use the text formula. I use the text formula. Do you get? I just went through the where's it? I went through the comments. I was seeing where divine, and so I was calling my attention. Yeah, sorry for that, guys. If you want to use, yes, it. If you want to use VLOOKUP here, I'm very familiar with XLOOKUP because I use XLOOKUP almost all the time. So VLOOKUP is similar. You can use absolute reference where you just log the cells. You can use the dollar sign. I think it was in the data camp lesson. Yeah, I think it should be.
Yeah.
You can use VLOOKUP and use absolute cell referencing such that what this dollar sign does is that we are using from the word absolute. We want it to just look for just this. So it doesn't spill. It doesn't spill. If you don't, so we are locking down this code just like we are locking it. So we are locking B2 so that it only looks for each of these individually all through the cells. So if you use that with VLOOKUP, it should still work. I think we should try that out. That's usually VLOOKUP looks very odd to me. I'm mostly used to XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is much more powerful and advanced. So we are looking for the VLOOKUP. We are looking for this and from this. Sorry, I forgot I'm doing VLOOKUP. So that's 3.
So please, another question. I've
Yeah,
seen
go
the
ahead.
link. Yes, I've seen the link for the Excel. Now, I already have 2013 Excel here. Do I need to uninstall this one before this one can be installed?
No, you don't need to.
Okay. Thank you.
No, this is giving me. So you don't need to. You don't need to. So if you use VLOOKUP, VLOOKUP will work if you use absolute referencing. That's what I just did here. So you just lock down this array. You lock it down. You use the dollar sign. So if you use the dollar sign, you'll be able to. There's it. Yeah, you'll be able to make it work, and you have this. But me, if your Excel is 2021, just please don't stress yourself. Always use X. X lookup is much more easier. X lookup is much more easier. So I think have we answered question 4? So this is question 3. Now for visualization, I'm not going to do much on this because I'm not building a dashboard. When we get to the part where we are supposed to build a dashboard, I'll show you how you polish this because like this now, it's not even fit. It's just for reporting. So this answers your question. You don't need to do too much, and you don't need to really do too much. So this is just okay. This is fine. Then for question 4, I think we've answered question 4. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we are
Please,
done.
if
We are
there's
done
no,
with the question.
we are done, Abi. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I don't know. Can you still quickly touch what we are supposed to discuss this week? Is Chidima ready to speak now?
For this, are we? Let me go ahead before the question so that we won't delay.
Yeah, please. Just I don't know how
Right.
fast you can. Maybe in like
Please, I have a
5-10 minutes.
question.
You would come in. You would come in. Just
Drop your question
hang
on
in there.
chat.
All right. So this is what we're looking at. I've been seeing most of what we're going to look at today. So I'm just going to. So let's go to tables. Tables now. You're still going to be using this question, this table as our reference. So we're going to be using this. Now, when you talk about tables, right? I was saying if you want to convert this to a table, you'd use just use Control T. Control T gives you a table. So there's a range. So you remove this filter, you highlight it, and Control T. So this is what we call standard Excel table, where you can, in this part, you can do different things you want. You can, you know, design it if you want table design. That's under this table design. You can change how your table looks like. You can easily remove duplicates. You can converting it to range means you don't want Excel to identify this as a table. Let me show you what identifying it as a table is. If I write a function, let's say, let me use the word mean, and I call this cell reference. Did you see what it showed here? At month purchased. So at, you see the what's the name of this bracket? Whatever, yeah, you seeing it. So this is because Excel is recognizing this as a standard Excel table. If you leave your table like this, you will not be able to perform some functions like subtotal, as we saw in our lesson, as I was showing. So you only convert to table range, normal table, when you are done with your analysis or you are done with your table and you just want to present your findings. So you just want to do all of those things, and do you get, you now convert to a table. So that's for table. Under the table, you can, if you want a total row to show, there you have the total. You can do that. So it's just whatever you want. If you want the last column to be, to be bolded, you can do that. If you want, so you can just do any of those. Okay, you can do all of that. So that's for the table design. But then, yeah, there's something I'm supposed to show you. Just give me a minute. Okay, yeah. So after converting to a table, this is what I show you. You can now export the table. You can export the table. Maybe you've done it. Your stakeholder was like, I need this data, and you've converted it to table. You can easily export it here. Export it through where do you want to publish your table, all of those things. But you will not be using most of these things. You can table name, you just say store sales, store sales. So description of your table, you can just attach the address you want to publish your table to and finish. So Excel will just export the table for you. You get from this table range, this you can convert it to range. Converting it to range is, I don't want Excel to notice this or identify this as a table any longer. You highlight your table and you convert to table range. So, but the colors will still be there. Yeah. So I think that's for tables. Quickly, let me just, now let's do basic visualization. I was saying, just I was on that before the questions started coming. Yes, let me use this data well here. Okay, now for this we have Uncle Joe's Pepper Shop, because I'm looking at the customers. We have Uncle Joe's Pepper Shop. We have Apocalypse, blah blah blah, like what you have there. Now, who can tell me just in the comment section what visualization would be best to, what chart, sorry, would be best to visualize this? What do you think? Let me just hear from you. I'll be checking the comments. Don't need to unmute your mic, just tell me, let me know. What would be best? Pie chart. Pie chart. I'm seeing line. Nah, line won't work here. Bar, pie chart, pie chart. Okay, so for this, if you want to properly visualize it, and you say you want to look at pie chart will work. If you come to, let's come to insert recommended chart. If you want to use a bar chart, this is a column chart, and this is a bar chart. This will work. You usually don't need this. You don't need it. So you can use a pie chart. You can even use a donut chart. If you're using a donut chart, for instance, you want to remove the field buttons, you can just click on this. Now, if you want to do other, let me just show you some things around. Um, if you double tap this, it's just to bring out this. Now, I want to reduce the width of the donuts, because these are donuts. This slice is here. So you come here, you can just reduce the donut hole. You can see it. So I actually like mine to be very slender. The explosion Explosion helps you to show individual components very well. So if I explode it to, let's say, let me use 10%, it just comes out such that you can see them individually properly. Do we get? So you can rotate this slide if you want. Uncle Joe prep shop is the highest and it's showing blue and it's around here. If I want Uncle Joe's prep shop to come, I want to turn it. I can, let me just, let's just turn this by 270 degrees. 270 degrees. So it's now here. You can further tweak it. So just turn. So you can do anything you want to do here. Now, you can increase the size of this if you want. You can increase the size. You can change the title. This is where you change the title. For the color. Now, this is where most people have issues. If you are doing analysis, right, your color is very important. That's the choice of color is very important. Please take note. Take note. It's very important because you cannot be doing a data set on Spotify. Maybe you want to do Spotify songs. I think they use that data in data visualization, the data camp. You cannot be doing data camp analysis and you're using these colors. You need to know the color, the company or whatever you are working on and use their color. I cannot be doing healthcare analysis and I'm using orange and I'm using let's say one off color purple. It doesn't work. Healthcare when you are doing analysis on death rate, population rise, you use colors like red to indicate death. You can use red, black, but if you know how to blend these colors. So if you want to add your data labels, you can put it here. For further analysis, you can come to more options. Under more options, label options. If I want my data to come with percentage by the side, so I have it. But if I don't want to see the value, I can turn it off and drag this out, drag this out, drag this out, drag this out. So we have the values outside. If you want to do this, you can always edit individual. Let's say let's fill this with since this is the highest, let's work with a range of blue. Let's fill this. The next is Apocalypse Peppers United. Let's fill this with let's give this. Let's give this. Let's give this. Yes. So basically, always ensure you don't have outlines. There are 5 rules you should ensure when working with data visualization. 5 of them. 5. You must. Number 1, ensure there are no outlines. Except you are a pro with Excel visualization, please always avoid outlines. This is what outline. Let me show you what outlines are. Let's outline this with black. See how it looks. Except you know what you are doing and you have used for your outlines, please always ensure that your data labels, everything you are doing, there is no outline. So something like this. That's the first one. No outlines. Now number 2, if you're building a dashboard or a report, ensure that your data, your charts are consistent. So consistent formatting is another one. If I'm using a range of blue here and I want to, let's create another, let me insert another chart. Let me show you something. Let me use this. This, for instance, let's do this to side by side. Remove the few buttons. I don't like the lines. Just remove them. You can even, since I want, let's add the data labels. The data label. All right. So since there's data label here, I don't need this. Okay. So let's fill this. Let's work. You see, this is what I mean by consistency. Consistency in the sense that I'm working with, I'm using the same range of colors. I can't be working with blue, then my second chart, I'm using something else. So make sure that you have consistent formatting. That's the second one. Is that the second or third? Yeah, that's the second one. And the next one is ensure that you follow the Z rule. The Z rule is The Z rule is basically if you are doing maybe a dashboard preparation, always make sure that your dashboard follows the Z rule. Let me show you one of the ones I prepared recently. Okay. My second system is not here. But let me just show you in Power BI. Just a minute. I want to show you what something like Z rule is all about. While this is loading, let's come back here. So I'll show you what Z rule, following the Z rule means. If you are reading, that's why they are telling you, okay, prepare your resume, follow the Z rule. Is that because once the eyes, like if you look at your screen, your eye map, they did the analysis. I think scientists, they did the analysis that most readers go this way, they go this way, and they go this way. That's how they see things. That's how you always look through the top, look through this way, look through this way. That get the head movement goes this way, this way. So your important point should always be at the top, then down and the side. You get. I will show you us more of that. So that's the third one. Following the Z rule. Now the another one is always make sure that your data has headers, proper headings and labels. Having a chart like this and leaving it as total is not right, because what are you trying to tell us? What is it communicating? Because at the end of the day, we are not just showing our prowess in designing. We are not dashboard designers. We are not color blenders. We are not, you get, we are data analysts. So what are we telling these people? We are saying this is customer, let's say this is customer sales or sales by customer. Let me just use sales by customer. So you should know how to properly label and name your chart. You get. Then another rule to also follow is rule of formatting. The rule of formatting is the color, the always when if you are using a KPI card, always make sure that they are all following all through. That's a consistency there. So, for instance, if I'm using a rounded chart, if you notice these two are blocks rectangle. If you want to use a rounded chart, just tap on this, scroll down under borderline, you put solid line, then just rounded corner. Let's make it a gradient such that I can give this white. Let's give this white. Then let's drag this. Let's give this another white. Then drag this here. Bring this one here. So all of this, what I'm just trying to do here is I'm just polishing. All of this. Make sure that if you are doing something like this, for instance, you don't leave this here just like that. Make sure whatever you do here is what you do. Whatever is here is what you do. And that rule is same font. If you are using a font here, don't use one font, another font here. Make sure whatever you are doing, you are consistent with it. So this is something you can see. You can even add shadows. I'll be showing us all of this when we start building dashboard. But something like this can fly. Quickly, let me see if this thing has loaded. I want to just show you what consistency is. Yes. Okay. There's one Excel report I did. Just hang in there. Just 1 minute. I want to just think that will be okay. Where is it? Yeah. I think that's desktop. Then okay. Yeah. So this is it. Yeah. So I'll just show you. This is what I want to show you by consistency. So your data, you need to be very consistent with your data. You must do content. Something like this now. Just miniature analysis. Just take this down. Something like this. So the Z rule is I don't know if you can see this here. I hope I'm hoping so. Okay. So something like this. Yes, we have see everything is properly named. We have the title. So ensure that you're always getting your naming is very good. Sales performance dashboard, blah blah blah. See the red showing that these are underperforming times. So I'm using for sales trend analysis. So all of this is showing the Z-Drew is such that, okay, if you notice, it's going like this. There are two charts here, there are three here, and there are three here. So it's having a Z shape. So important ones are here, look down. So following is Z-Drew, is Z-Drew. So this is what I was trying to tell you by Z-Drew. Another, okay. Okay, table formatting. Okay, I've told you how to convert to table. So for table formatting, right? Table formatting is if you want to format your table in any way, if you want to, I think I was showing you some ways to do that. You can depend on whatever you want to do. You can format your table. You have if you use Control T, you change your table. You can format your table. You can even use conditional formatting for any of these things. If you follow through your lessons, you would understand what I'm saying about conditional formatting. But I'm just going to show you a bit. Let me work on this other table. Yeah, this. So if you want to see the price columns, so you want to use the data bar, whatever. So you can see from this, I know that Vefla peppers, for instance, they are doing well. See, so we can just use that to. So that's for conditional formatting. You can even highlight rules. You can use the conditional formatting to even remove duplicates. You can use it when you have, okay, if I want to just see, let me remove the rules. If I want to see sales greater than 20, let's assume this is dollars, sales greater than $20 now. So I can just say for every sale greater than $20, highlight with dark green text. That's assuming you exclude the heading. So at the end of the day, you can say, okay, these are the sales that more than $20. You can even use it to filter if you want. Let me clear the room. So it just depends on what you want to do. It just depends on what you want to do. So you can use conditional formatting for all of that. Now lookup functions, we've talked on it. That's why we just not be doing so much here. Lookup function, we have the VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is for vertical lookup. HLOOKUP is horizontal lookup, and XLOOKUP is the more advanced one. So it looks up values anywhere in your data. So that's XLOOKUP. Let's do a bit of concatenation. To concat, I'm just rushing because of time. To concat values is to join them together. I think even in English language, there's like not you get concatenation basically means joining two things together. So if you want to concat, if I want this, and I have let's say, let me do something here. Text. Let's see, color the. I want the here now this time around. Okay, let's have this 2022 all true. So they are all 2022. If I want to concatenate these three, we have January, Saturday, blah blah blah. So I can join them together. I will call the concatenate. You call this, then you say, let's merge this Saturday, then always include your space because Excel will not put space for you. So you indicate where you want the space. Sorry. So indicate where you want the space. So you put it like this. So what this will do is for every what this will do is that it will pick up this Saturday, include a comma and a space behind, and you can now add other things. Text 2 Saturday, January. You do the same thing again. I think if you follow through with your lesson, it's also there. So you do the same thing. My keyboard is giving me too. So you put a comma and a space. So you can add the third. This is the year, but this year is out. So close the bracket and you press enter. So you're going to have Saturday, January, blah blah. The year of this is missing. That's why it's not. So this is concatenation. This is concatenation. So this is how you use the concat. So I guess that'll be all for Alex. If you have any question, let me check the four message area.
Yes, so please, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I
Yes,
think we should
as
start with
regard this is as
those
we,
that were on the queue before.
yes, this is as regards with the installation. I'm seeing options. I've reached the place where Microsoft installation tool, and the options are Microsoft 365, Office 2024, up to 2013, and I just uninstalled my Microsoft Office 2013. So should I go for Microsoft 365 Home, or should I be specific and go for like Office 2024 Excel? What would you advise?
Okay, so you have two range of options: Microsoft 365 and which other one?
That there's Microsoft 365, which includes Home, Business, and Enterprise. Then there is another range of Office 2024 that includes like they listed out everything from soft, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Bobo. Then Office 2021, they did the same for Office
So
2020.
let me make it faster. Let me make it faster. I guess the crack version we have is for Office 2021.
Okay, Office 2021.
Yes.
Okay, because I just
Yes. So please go ahead with that. Franca raised her hand before. She wanted to ask a question. Franca, can we hear you? Is Franca here? Franca. Okay, Chidima also wanted to ask a question.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Chidima.
Franca is here.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Franca. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to take us. Let me take us back. While I was doing filling in cereals, yes, during data presentation, I was told to one of the questions I was told to fill in the dates, and then after they gave a specific format, month, dates, and year. After I filled it in, I was asked to use the advanced fill, but I was not seeing it on my tool. I had to use the was it the fill tool. So I was not seeing it. I was wondering if it's my Excel that I downloaded or any other person experienced that the advanced field series.
Okay, the advanced field series is there. What lesson is that? Let me find that out. The advanced field.
I think you already gave an answer to that on the Discord channel. You gave an answer to that on the Discord channel.
Yes,
Yes, I did, but I had to start imputing manually, and it was kind of stressful.
Can you see my screen? Come here.
Yeah, I
The
can see it.
advanced field is, I think, your one.
Yeah, just when you want to do advanced field. Let's say I want to advance field. Let's say the year, whatever I want to do. Just come here. You come to this. Can you see this thing here? So you go to series, and you can now do whatever. If it's a date column you're working on, you change it to date. So if I want, let's say this is 2022, and I want you to fill every year for the next maybe 30 years. You come here, series, come to column, like fills down, come to date, year. So the step value is I want you to do it every year and stop at 2030. You click OK.
Okay. I didn't do it
Again,
like
I think
this.
sorry, there's a formula here. So that's how you go about advanced field series, by the way. So you come to this,
Thank
there's this drop down here. Yeah, so just check it's in your Excel. So it's in your Excel. Any other question? Is there another question? Let me check from the. What is the difference between concat and text? I think you mean text join here. So see the difference. Let me show you the difference here. If you call, if you call, always read whatever Excel is telling you, because if you call this concat now, it's just for use it for text strings. For concatenate is join several. Like if what you want to join is so much. If it's just two, three columns, you can use concat. If you're using concatenate, they are joining several text strings into one text string. But for this one, you are joining a list or range of text strings. So what concat will do is I'm joining a list range, but this one is several text strings. Several. They are different. Then for the text join, see the text join here. Text join concatenate. See the word, even use the word concatenate, but this time it's a list or range of text strings using a delimiter. So instead of, you see, I was adding the delimiter here manually. I was doing comma, comma. You can see it here from here. I was adding the delimiter is comma, semicolon, hyphen. Those are delimiters. So you see, I was doing them manually. But if you want to avoid, don't have strength for all those things, you can use a text join. So if you use text join, what's the delimiter? I want you to separate with a comma and um ignore empty cells. So what you do is it would okay. So ignore empty cells. If I want to ignore empty cells, I'll ignore empty cells. And what do I want to join? Let's say Saturday, January, and let's say Saturday, comma, January, comma, and just close it. Coming, sorry. So you call, I didn't call the delimiter here. So you call the delimiter you want for um for every, what they call it. What this will just do is we are adding the delimiter first. Then you want to include the whatever. You want to include the text you want to join. So you now add the text, different text you want to join. So that's why you have H2, G2, and all that. So it automatically just adds the delimiter for you. Like, so even if I add one more column here, let's say I add, let's say comma, and I put, for instance, this, and I press enter, it automatically add the comma for me because that's the delimiter. But if I put a space before this, and I press enter, it puts a space before the comma. So text join is such that you just call out the delimiter we want to use, and Excel just use that delimiter to just go on with all the text we are joining, as opposed to just doing it one by one. I don't know if that person is getting me. So that's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference. I think there's no question again. Shakiro, you can go ahead. Your hands are raised.
Good evening. Thank you for all you do. So my question is concerning the formatting, the conditional formatting, if and, using the if and in under the data preparation. So I'm having issue using the if and. Please, can you just go about it?
Okay, what data preparation? Do you know the lesson book? So I'll just go directly. Do you know
The
by
lesson book is 3 2.
3 2 words? I'm with you. Let me just look for it. Where is it? Which of this category pivot lookup? Well nested if. I think this is it. I think some people are asking questions based on that. See, if you want to do
Yes,
the and
yes,
yeah, I think this is it, Harry. So if you want
yes,
to do
exactly.
the nested ifs, there's sometimes that you want to call so many conditions in the if. So you're going to have multiple. Let me bring this down. All right. So I don't want to take us so back. But can you read the question that was asked? One of the questions in the assignment, the
Oh, the, the, ques- the question was, like, I should use the if and and function
okay.
to know the number of order that fall on the same date with I think with uh, no risk of late delivery.
No, with no risk of late delivery. So that's
Yes.
we are using same day days of shipment 0 schedule date of this. So I think that should be on what are we creating a new column? I need the question. I need to see the question. You said that's under um
Data
okay, just
preparation.
take us back a bit. Data preparation with Excel, right? I want to see the
Yes. Yes.
question very. So just give me a minute. I want to see. I'll show you how you use the if function. The thing is, just if you know if you know what you're just understand the question. If you know what you're looking for, then understand what you're looking for. Just tell it yourself in basic terms. That was under which of this. Just let me know if I'm on track. Is it under this chapter?
Yes, under this chapter.
That's this.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now let's see
Function 2
the.
by 2. It's function 2 by 2.
Okay, just hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so is this it?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. See, clear all the filters that might be active in the other. Just to clear all the filters that may. I want to just go through it like once. Clear all the filters that may be active in the other sheet. So you come here to other sheet. To clear all filters, just Control Shift L. It removes the filters. Format the following column as currency. I won't do that because you know how to format them as currency now.
Yes, yes.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead. The sale is the other quantity multiplied by product price, but it doesn't include total order. So we have in the orders we have where is it? Okay, we have the category ID, we have the order ID, but then we don't have multiplied. The sales is the order quantity multiplied by product price. There's the order quantity. Okay, okay, okay. So
Sorry. Please, I think this is not the question. It is the next question after this one.
the next question after this one.
Yes.
Okay, we don't have the sales here. That's this one.
No, no. After this exercise.
This is it. The next one is notes and comments. Are you sure it's this one? Or do you mean this? Is it this one?
No, 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 no.
Yeah, I think that's okay to be not or to be. Let me check this. Is it
Okay.
this?
Yes, yes, exactly. This one.
Okay, that's 3-1 not to be. Just hold on. I just want to quickly round up this 3-1 not to be. So this is the sheet now. Okay. So what
Yes.
challenge are you having?
I'm having challenge with the question.
Uh,
Like
let's
I don't
let's just go. Just we'll go together. Clear all filters and will be active in this order. So this is it, the order sheet. Control Shift L. Remove the filters, then and navigate to the product sheet. So product sheet. Calculate the average product price from all products sold in H3. So we have EFGH3. So we are calculating the average product price from all products sold in H3. So we're looking for average product price from this. So the average product price of all of this, I did E2. If you understand this, so I won't be get add the title above the calculation. I won't do that. In column F, add the title, the header expensive product, and using not okay. Add the header expensive product in column F. So let's call this expensive product. Let's see. So okay, create a flag that identifies product with a price higher or equal to the average. Now, using this, I think this is fix the reference to the average product price and formalizing dollar sign. So what we want to do is we want to look for the find create a flag that identifies product with a price higher than or equal to the average. So we want to find product price that are higher than or equal to this average. Let me bring it down. This average that we just calculated, and we'll call we're going to name the column format the expensive products header as the same order. Okay. Now for this, right, to help you understand this, are you with me?
Yes,
Can you,
I'm with you.
okay, all right. So now they said add the header expensive products and using not create a flag that identifies product with a price. Now the not using we have the and, we have the or. If you watch your lessons, and
Yeah.
is if the both conditions are met, then it returns. You get or is either of the conditions. If either of the conditions are met, then it returns. Not is saying okay, aside this, when it is not this. Do you understand? When it is not this, okay, return this. Do you get? So we've named the header expensive product. So we want to use not now to create a flag that identifies product with a price higher than or equal to the average. So in your table you call if, then the logical test you say not.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean by this logical
Yes.
testing?
Yes. Understood.
Okay. So what is the value if true? Can you tell me? Let me know if you are following me. So I've called the logical test now. So we have what is the value if true? Remember that, read the question very well. It says create a flag that identifies products with a price higher than or equal to the average. Higher than or equal to the average, Abby. So what would you
Yes.
do here? What do you think you would do here?
Yeah, I
Can
think
anybody tell me? Let me know. Are we even following?
yes.
What do you,
Yeah.
what would you do here? No, with you. Let me know if others are following.
Okay.
Are we here? Yeah, so tell me. Let me hear from you. What would you do?
Like I will enter if the product price is greater than equals to the average that we've gotten.
Yes, so from here, now tell me what we write. So if not, what would I do here after writing not? What do you think I'll do here?
I think I'm going to pick the first product price sale.
Remember that they asked for. You said we have if, we have if, and we have um the logical test here. So have I finished? Have I finished calling out the logical test I want?
No.
So what do you
Yes.
think? What do you think
This
is
is
mean?
logical test. If and not.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying if not, what is um what am I trying to look for? So I'm trying to say if not, creative lies and product price that's higher or equal to the average. So the product price that is higher or equal to the average.
Yes.
So we use greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. What is the average?
Average. That's our
Now,
H3.
where do you think we're going to call the absolute reference? Now? Where do you think we're going to do? I want to be sure that you understand what I'm saying.
The absolute. I think I'm going to log the absolute this thing.
Are we locking this? Am I locking H3 or I'm locking the range?
Yeah,
What do you think?
the H.
Good. So I'm locking this so that it doesn't spill over. I'm just looking to compare this array with this. You are getting me right?
Yes, yes.
So now that I've called this is the logical I've called the logical. So I'm looking for when is not greater than or equal to this, when this is not greater than or equal to this. So now, what is the value if true?
Value if true will be false like that.
But create a flag and price the price. Okay, like this.
Yes. No, like you are going. I think there will be um this thing there.
Shall be what?
The top
What's that?
colon. The two apostrophe.
Wait. I just want to be interactive. Can somebody
Apostrophe.
unmute apostrophe? Okay. Are you I don't know, are you following to what's your name again?
Yes, I'm following.
Yes, you're following, okay. So from here, what do you do next?
Enter first.
Inside where? Outside or inside
Inside the apostrophe.
like this, right? So what do you do again? Do you have a value if false? Do you want to do that?
Yes, I'll follow it first. No, we don't have a. I think it's expensive product we want to know.
So do you think this is correct?
No, this is not correct.
Um
Like
can somebody unmute and help her? What's wrong here? What is she getting wrong here? Because I need
follow.
you to understand how this is done so that you get it properly. Is anybody saying anything?
So can we see the values?
Expensive product.
Okay.